All right, this is obviously horrible. This is not what we expected.
Okay. Here.
Just the fact that she was alive was amazing to me. I mean, the desire
Come here.
to survive, that was so strong in this little dog's heart.
Is it a male or a female?
I have no idea.
My sister was very patient. For 2 hours, she cut the mats and the filth off of this dog.
Her stomach's probably so small.
She would have been dead if we waited a couple more days. We'll call her Itsy.
Itsy?
Itsy Bitsy.
She's so cute.
Look at all the stuff we cut off of that dog. That's nothing but dog mat.
And poop.
Okay, we're gonna watch this little guy. It's hard to do anything. Oh, that's great. Hello?
I got a phone call from the lady who is the wife of the gentleman that came up and asked me for help to begin with. And one of the owners of the house had come down and was a little upset with us because we had actually gone onto their property. In the meantime, I told my sister I'm going to go ahead and dry this dog off, and I'm going to go over there and see what's going on situation-wise. When I got there, the police had been called. They showed up. I told the police officer at that time that I wanted to go up and talk to the owners because apparently they had showed up. Somebody had called them to let them know that we were on the property. These are situations that you get into if you decide to try and rescue something, rescue an animal. If it's on somebody else's property, things can get pretty sensitive. So I managed to talk to the couple that owned the house, and they were concerned about their dogs. And I told them, I said, you know, you left the air conditioning on for them, and you've been feeding them, so it's not like you were just, you know, leaving them there to die, but that's what the situation developed into. But I didn't want them to feel like, you know, I was coming down heavy on them. I mean, you got to walk a mile in somebody's shoes before you know what the circumstances really are. There's a lot of people having financial problems. It's hard to pay vet bills or just to feed an animal and take care of it in a sense, like time-wise, if you're trying to survive.
It's all right.
When my sister was cutting the mats off, she noticed a really big tumor on the side of Muffy's rib cage, and it was probably about the size of a good silver dollar and probably about 1 inch thick. I felt such a connection to this little dog. I felt like it was a little miracle. This dog survived by itself on the floor for I don't know how long without food or water, just waiting for somebody to come and save it.
She may not make it. Oh, it's about 6 in the morning. She's made it through the night. Oh. Yep, your mama's alive. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. We are getting ready to go to see the veterinarian. I'm taking in this little Shih Tzu that we found in the house. Hopefully you'll be able to see me pretty quick.
Look at you. You're a pretty girl. No, stay. Right there.
Ooh. Can you imagine that? Such a sweet little dog.
She's got the blue in her eyes there. It's early cataracts starting to form. Her heart sounds good. It's a little bit muffled. I don't hear any murmurs. Probably need to check her for heartworm. She's pretty thin. The first thing that's affected by poor nutrition is the skin and hair coats. Of course, we have a problem with fleas too. So wait a minute.
No.
Let's roll that flea back. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Okay. Just need a drop.
It's okay.
They had a hard time getting blood out of her little arm.
Good girl. Okay. Good girl. Oh, you gonna hide?
Now, what about the tumor that's on the side of her?
Well, let's look at that.
Let me get over here.
Yeah, I think it's over here. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's like, where the hell was it? Sister showed it to me. It told me it just disappeared. Would it have done that?
It depends. Let's look at her belly.
It was on her side.
Okay, wait a minute. Can't tell if she's. Doesn't look like she's been spayed. She's got a little umbilical hernia, probably present since birth. That's that right there. That's what she was referring to.
No, that's not what she's talking
Okay.
about. It was on the side of her. It was on the side of her body.
Looks like she's had puppies. Got a small little breast tumor I can feel in there.
Yeah, I wonder why I can't find the tumor. That's weird. They told me that healed overnight.
To our surprise, the tumor was not there. It had completely vanished. It was gone. So that in itself to me was like a little miracle. There were several explanations that could have basically come about. It could have been a cyst that drained during the night, but it was totally gone upon the examination by the veterinarian.
We're checking the stool sample that we collected for internal parasites, and so what we do is we use a flotation media and mix the stool specimen in with it, and if there are any parasite eggs like hookworms, roundworms, whipworms, they will float to the surface because of the specific gravity and density of that fluid causes these eggs to float. I don't see any parasites there. Okay, let's look over here at the heartworm. There's a test. Yeah, that's close enough. It is negative for heartworms. This dog is just malnourished.
When was the last time those nails are trimmed?
It's hard to say. Are you having fun bouncing around? Turn around here. Let's do this one.
Going to discuss annual heartworm prevention and flea controls. And of course we're unaware of the vaccination status here.
Right.
So we're just going to assume it hasn't. Whenever we see an animal that we're not sure of its vaccination status, we assume it has not been given. Otherwise, she's got some issues. She's an older dog with eye problems, skin problems, who knows what else as far as internally, but she doesn't appear to have any other physical symptoms.
She was emaciated. You could feel every bone in her body, but she looked pretty bad. I mean, the hair was all chopped up from the scissors, and I decided I was going to try and see if I could get a groomer to volunteer to come in and give Muffy a makeover.
Divine intervention there.
Get the Louis.
He acclimated her slowly to the clippers and everything else. I mean, he was fantastic with her. She loved being groomed. It was amazing. It was like something that she remembered in a distant memory and distant past. Muffy she looked better and she felt better and she knew she looked better. I think her body is adjusted to having food and water on a consistent, constant basis. Well, Itzy was pretty much immediately snapped up by my niece, who has 2 children, and they just fell in love with this little dog.
Here's little Itsy Bitsy, and she's happy.
Otto was taken by Charlie and Mary, and they took Otto home to 2 other dogs. One of the dogs looks very similar to Otto, and his name is Otis. He's fitting in pretty well, as you can see, at the home. This overall experience that I've had with rescuing Muffy and her daughter and those other dogs that we were able to get, it makes me aware of the situation. This must be going on all over the country, even all over basically in our county. And hopefully there's enough people that if they see something like this going on, they just don't ignore it, that they bring it to someone's attention. Call the SPCA, call the Humane Society, get a hold of somebody, and if you can't, don't just turn your back on these animals. Just suck it up and go in there and try and help them.